はい、スーパーマリオカートお疲れ様でした。スーパーファミコンレーシングゾーン後半でございます。はじめまして、私tsuhuと申します。よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。今回走る、F0 ほんの少しだけ紹介させていただきます。1990年スーパーファミコンのローンチタイトルの一つですね。スーファミのローンチタイトルといえば、マリオワールドとこの F0 になっております。なのでですね、この、F0 になるんですけども、初めて逆走ができるというふうなですね、ある程度カメラを動かした問題ないというふうな画期的なレースゲームになっております。ただこのファミコンからスーファミに変わったですね、この性能の凄さというのを皆さんにご覧いただければと思います。よろしくお願いします。で、今回走る、車種なんですけども、この中4つありますけども、この上、キャプテンファルコンの愛機、ブルーファルコンを使用させていただきます。で、リーグ選択なんですけども、今回のこのグランプリというものはですね、このナイトリーグ、クイーンリーグ、キングリーグ、すべて走る形になっております。では、ナイトリーグを選びまして、ここで、難易度を選択したところでスタートになります。3カウントでよろしいでしょうか。はい、では行きます。3、2、1、スタートです。
So the basic
はい、では1コース目見
thing
落と
about
して1位ですね。
F0 is that
左下のコース見てもらったら分かるようにですね、そんなに難しい
you
コース
race
ではないです。
5 laps
後ろ、
around
外にあるですね
each stage.
ダートコースとジャンプゾーン
Every
ぐらいしかあ
lap
りま
you
せん。
complete,
なのでここ
you
で
get
です
a
ね簡
boost.
単に操作を覚えていくよ
And
うな
every
形で頑張
the
りましょ
first
う。ジャンプ台になり
thing
ます。
here
乗
are
ってずっ
the
と
counts.
下押しっぱ、着地する
These
まで
counts
下押しっぱで
are
す。
the one
そう
thing
するこ
that
とによってですね、ブ
increases
ルーファル
your
コンの最
speed
高速っていうのは
by the mode.
450いくつになるんですけども、ジャンプ台
It's
乗ってる間
something
だ
you
けは
wanna hit
478キロになります。
basically every time because it
緊
will
張す
give
る。
you extra speed and everything.
はい、2周目ですね。
So
実はあんまり話すことが
you
な
can
い
see
レースコースになってるんですけども、こ
kind
の
of
コースですね、
testing the
今だい
accelerator
たい
in
40
turn.
歳ぐらいの方だったらですね、マイクロ
And
ベーシック
what
マガ
that
ジン、
does
ベーマガ
is
ですとか、ファミ通とかでですね、
you don't lose as
1
much
分
speed
58秒の道という、
and you get a
F0 の
little
で
bit
すね、コ
better
ーナーが
traction.
持たれてまして、本当に死ぬほどですね、この、ミュートシティ1を走られた方、たくさんおると今思います。
I'm getting
今
word
です
that
ね、
my
F0
voice
の、
is
SRC
coming out
上
a
ですね、
little
日
bit.
本
Let's
人の
see
走
if
者がで
that's
すね、僕
really
含め
quick.
5人、6人いるかどうかになってますので、ぜひですね、
Right
当時このミュートシティ1を走り込んだ方もですね、一緒に
Lower it a
全コー
little
ス走
bit
破やってくれたら
and
いいなと思っており
it
ま
should
す。よろ
be
しくお願いします。
okay right now, I hope.
危ねえ。あそこのコーナー
But yeah, as I was saying, you go around each lap
キロぐらいに落ち着きます。
or
こ
each
こですね、
stage,
普通に
5
アクセ
laps,
ルを抜くとで
you
すね、
get a
400キロ
boost.
ぐらいになってしまいますので、
Jump plates
エルアー
gives
をしながら
you
なんかダバダバしたらいけます。
a little bit extra.
どうしていい
I
か
hope
は
it's
ちょっと
fine
口が
now,
わからない
otherwise I will
で、
swap
ここですね、
microphone
一
really
点抜けと
quickly.
いう
So
技
just
術
let
が
me
一
know
応あ
in
りまし
chat
て、本来は
or
ブーストを使わずに
the
先
restreamer
ほどの
will
ライ
let
トゾー
me
ンと
know
です
and
ね、
I
ガー
will
ド
just
ビームの
swap
隙間を抜ける
microphone.
とい
It
うよう
will
な技
take
術があり
10
ます。
seconds.
ブルーファ
But
ル
yeah,
コンの場合
the
はですね、
boost
ダートゾーンに入
will
ってしまっ
make
たところ
you
が非常に
go
悪いっていうところとですね、
from a speed, I believe
な
it's
んか一発勝負なので、す
550
るとです
down
ね、
to
大変恥ずかしいものになってしま
470.
いますので、安定を取っております。
And you usually want to use it
さあ、残
where
り
you
1周
can
ですね。
cut
F0 マリオ
over
カートと同じくで
earth
すね、
because
全
it
5周となっ
doesn't
ております。
reduce your
1
speed, as
周
you can
ごとに
see
ですね、
right
傾
here.
斜の S のマークが1つつくと思います。S ダッシュといって、分かりやすく言うと、キノコの、マリカーのキノコみたいなもんです。でとか言ってる間に1周、1コース目終わりました。ありがとうございます。さあ、2コース目、ビッグブルーですね。よいしょ。
I'm gonna
この
pick
コースですとか、
my
先ほどのミュートシティなんですけども、よくですね、スマブラですとか、マリオカートでも聞いたことがある馴染みの曲かと思いますが、もちろ
Okay,
んこの F0 が初めて出てきた曲になります。
this
たまに
microphone
ね、キャプテンファルコンがこ
be
う、
should be
スマブラ
slightly
のキャラクターだ
better,
とかいうね、その
I hope.
話も聞きますが、違いますよ、F0 です。もう最新作がなくなってうん十年の F0 でございます。なんて雑談をしてると一瞬終わっちゃいました。
So,
説明ですね。
the second stage here is Big Blue, which is a little bit more technical than Mute City 1, where
すごい遠くに膨らんでしまいますので注意しましょう。
where you want to boost. Well, usually you boost right there, but it did not. But he's boosting right now. So, as I said, I'm not that good with Blue Falcon strats, and apparently Blue Falcon strats here is that you boost slightly later here.
F0 もですね、1着の演出、非常に長いものになっております。なので、できれば2着でゴールした方がいいものになっております。で本来はですね、2着になるにはですね、後ろが速くないと結局ロスになってしまいますので、難易度マスターで2着ゴールする。
Yeah, I'm hoping that the chat can hear my voice somewhat clearer now. So, yeah, I'm gonna take the introduction again here, just to make sure that people did not miss it. But F-Zero is a very simple game. You just drive around the track 5 laps each time. Every lap you complete, you get a boost. Jump plates is the best source of acceleration. Also for this non-best car, like the Fire Stingray is the best car. It has the world record on every single stage and such. However, the Blue Falcon and the green car I always forget the name about, and Golden Fox, has a little bit lower max speed. So they also gain more top speed while jumping. And Sand Ocean is probably the stage that most people remember when playing this game as kids, going into practice mode and seeing, oh, Sand Ocean, that seems fun. And then they realize that Sand Ocean is really, really hard. It has a lot of tight turns, especially with a car like Blue Falcon that is a little bit slippery. And another thing that is a little bit interesting is that like F-Zero didn't have that many runs that was done with any other vehicle than Fire Stingray. But then about 5 years ago, a new generation came in and they were like, yo, I wanna try and play the game with different vehicles. And we created leaderboards over at the SRC with each vehicle, and people have been going really hard with the non-traditional ships here. So I did some checking before, and I believe tsuhu is around that top 30 to 50 player if you go by the F-Zero Central ranking, converting his SRC times, which is top 30 in F-Zero is really amazing because, as I said before, this game has been active since the early 2000s. And seeing a new player like him coming in and be so good at the game is really exciting to see that maybe we can see someone take on the really old players of the F-Zero community. But yeah, as you can see, he is doing a lot of blast turning in the turn, which basically means that he releases the accelerator and turns it back on. And by doing that, he regains traction, gets a little bit better traction. And right there, he boosted just because he released the accelerator for so long that his top speed dropped a lot. And the moment you use your super, your speed will jump to 550 right away, as long as you're holding the accelerator. And here we go for depth wind 1, where you will always have a wind that pushes you to the right, which is really annoying. And the first case of zippers in this game, which forces the car to go up to 999 speed and then drop down really quickly. And luckily with the Blue Falcon, you don't keep that speed for that long. Because the thing that happens with this game when you get that speed is that your traction is kind of like being on ice. So it's really, really hard to control. So here, the best way to use the boost on this stage is actually boosting just like he is doing, but you wanna try and stay inside of the wall. But obviously, when this is all cups run and not just trying to PB on a single stage, you will not go as tight as you would in an IL attempt, and especially not on a marathon. Another thing that happens when you boost while being inside the rails or inside the walls is that the speed is consistently slightly higher while using the super, that is. You can see when he is inside the wall, you barely see that he drops down to 400. And this is one of my favorite musics in this game. It's just so nice. So here we get the first look at different routes you can take on a stage. There's very few of them. Also, I'm a little bit interested to see what the boost strat is right on this stage, because with Fire Stingray, this is the first stage you utilize wall bumps, but I don't know how well Blue Falcon takes this corner. Yeah, it doesn't do wall bumps, but yeah, it drives very like how a more casual player would play, like Fire Stingray. And it's because Blue Falcon just doesn't get the same amount of speed from the boost. So there's no point in going for the wall bumps. Another thing I didn't touch on, which really isn't an issue currently, but will be once we get to King's Cup, is that Blue Falcon's armor rating is the second lowest in the game, which you can see above the speed there. You have the power bar, which is basically your health bar. And there's two things that can happen with the health bar. First off, when you start getting low on health, your max speed will drop. And the second thing that happens is once it's drained, you will lose a life.
ここはですね、リセットしません。ちゃんとですね、タイムを見直して、しっかり反省していきましょう。今回はですね、特に後半遅かったのであんまり見たくないタイムにはなっていますけども。
So you might be thinking about other racing games where you would reset right here. I don't know if they do that in Super Mario Kart or anything, but I know in some games they do reset the moment you finish a cup, just to get back into the action faster. And we did have that discussion with F-Zero as well, but because the game doesn't save your race data until they fade out, we decided that you need to watch this.
間違えると悲惨です。で、ここも連打でよくてちゃんとクイーンリーグを選ぶですね。
And now we get to Queen's Cup, and Queen's Cup is slightly more interesting here. So we get a remake of Mute City 1 here, which the only thing they change is they give you an extra jump and this little ring. So you see, you got the extra jumps right there, which makes this stage a lot easier to actually complete. So I also mentioned this while my microphone was a little bit weird, but this player is playing on beginner, which usually if you want the very best time, you want to play on master. But I can say, even for someone that's good at the game, playing on master with Blue Falcon is really, really hard. So play on beginner is definitely a viable strat to make sure you get some runs through. But the reason why you want to play on master is that the rubber banding, especially on master, is super insane. Like the car will always be right behind you. Like if you make half a second mistake, you will be in second place. Also, you get more traffic like these exploding cars. They will even drive towards you in Masters. But the main reason is right at the end is that if you take first place, you see you get this long animation. And I believe it's about 2 to 3 seconds longer than if you take second place. So in Masters you can gain like a couple seconds per stage, or maybe a second per stage. And because you're playing 15 stages, you do it on 12 of the stages. Like even at 1 second, it's 12 seconds. And here we get to see one of the few shortcuts in this game. And this shortcut is actually really hard to do with Blue Falcon, just because it has lower max speed and flies not as far. So you need to boost, hit the jump plate on the edge, and then you want to lean the car to the left slightly, just to have a shorter respawn timer. And you don't want to boost too early because you want the boost to be active when you respawn again. So you get up to max speed directly.
着地する寸前ぐらいにですね、アクセルを抜くようにしてください。アクセルをですね、入れっぱにすると結構遠くに飛んでいってしまいまして、鉄製のジュゲームがですね、結構戻してきますので、飛んでアクセルを抜くで着地ですね。ありがとうございます。さあ、無事決まりましたけども、実は、同じコースがもう1回あるので、通合あと4回頑張らないといけません。なかなか大変です。
Yeah, I think that's the only like shortcut besides the remake of this stage, like the real, like a respawn shortcut. There are a few other shortcuts as well, but that doesn't involve the respawn ship.
で次連続ジャンプですね。ブルーハルコンは下をしっぱできれいに三つ飛べます。一つ、二つ。
So right here he is trying to avoid the magnets because they will push him down. And with the fire stingray, you can actually do a shortcut here. I don't know if the blue falcon can pull it off. But basically what you want to do is you want to try and land on the backside of the final jump, and that way you can cut the corner slightly on the next turn.
残り3周ですね。F0 のマシンなんですけども、どれもですね、実はタイヤがついてなくて、少し浮いてる、1フィートだけ浮いてるっていう風な設定。
And you can see that he uses the boost where there's a lot of dirt.
まだポリゴンがですね、こんな感じでゲームに入れるものではありませんでした。
And it's because dirt is really annoying. But you can also see here right at the beginning with those turns that because of the traction and how the acceleration works with the Blue Falcon, he does lose a lot of speed, which is the main reason why no car can compete with Fire Stingray, is that it can keep more speed than Blue Falcon has in max speed through those turns.
ちょっと下りましたが、まあ問題なしですね。さあ、次がホワイトランド1位ですね。
The two upcoming stages are kind of stressful if you want to go for the really quick stretch, which we will see if he does. Basically, you can do a small shortcut coming up right here. And yeah, he does it. You might be confused why he didn't cut the corner even more. The issue is that this game actually checks your time in air, or where you jump off to where you land. So if you land further ahead, you can get picked up by the respawner, and that will lose you a lot of time.
この、スリップゾーンでですね、敵マシンに当たるとかなり、遠くに弾かれてしまいますので、そこは注意していきましょう。いけたかな。よし。
There are some marathon safe strats he does here. For example, he could be using the turbo in this turn to cut it, and then not use the boost here. But it's the difference is probably not more than a tenth per lap. So for a marathon strat and how much safer it is, it's a good decision. Yeah, right there you could see the issue with the any percent run is that he had some opponents right at the jump. And the thing is, if you get hit right at a jump, you will get... Most of the time you will die, just because it's so hard to control. Now it's time for White Land 2, which has... It has one of the craziest strats, which I don't think we will see here, because I've not seen many people go for this in a marathon run, if any, really. But this is, well, the first really hard stage, and the strat you can do here is land on the second jump on the other side there to cut the turn a little bit extra. So in this stage you will drive slow a lot, because you cut a lot of corners and then you boost right here to get back the speed. And there you can see that the CPU actually cheats in this game. Even though it didn't land on the road, it just continued driving. Okay, I think we buffered a little bit, but it's okay. Or at least I buffered on my end, so hopefully it's still okay. I'm gonna update my thing here just to make sure I'm commentating the correct thing. But yeah, we are almost done with the second cup here, and so far there's been really little problems. I would say he's probably on a pace for sub 45 at least, I would say. Maybe a sub 44 even. Which is... tsuhu, by the way, has the second best time in all the non-Fire Stingray categories. So he's really good at the non-world record machines. I believe he's 8th in the any percent as well. RTA Japan Winter 2022はですね、国境なき医師団を支援するチャリティー RTA イベントです。ペイパルを用いて直接寄付する仕組みになっておりますということなので、今からやろうと思います。通風で、お金を入れてこれで寄付して。And the best part about running this game any percent is that you get a little bit of a break after each cup. I know, no, we all have had times where we wanted a bathroom break, but just couldn't take one. But now comes King's Cup, and King Cup is impressive for any gamer to beat. Because it's really hard. We start off with the final remake of Mute City 3 here. What they've done here is they have added mines, which really doesn't do that much if you know your lines.
F1 別に地雷置いてないんですよね。どこをどうエキサイティングにしたのかなかなか謎でございます。さあ、ここですね。
So he is going to use the boost just like he did on the first Mute City right here and cut the dirt, and the mines are just lines up perfectly to do that strat.
どういうことかというと、自分が安全なコースを走ってても急に地雷を踏んだオレンジがこちらに向かってきます。なのでそれを気合で避けるという技術も必要ですけども、基本的には折り乗りです。ここ無事にいないですね。あんな感じでバコンって今言いましたね。オレンジがぶつかって飛んできます。ダバダバして曲がるんですね。バリ高も別にないですよ。なんかファミコン版のゲームは地雷があったかもしれないですが。
One thing you can keep an eye on is that once you finish a stage, you get to see all of your. Ooh, he got hit by a car. Oh, he timed that boost perfectly though. But yeah, after you finish a stage, you get all of your lap times, and you can see how consistent you are throughout the race.
そろそろ疲れてきました。あ、間違えた。なんでブースト使った俺。ブーストを使うところではなかったので安定に走ります。あー、嫌な予感、嫌な予感。
This is a rough spot, but he handled it perfectly. But now people, this is the stage where most of us fail. Death Wind 2. People that have played F-Zero and have played Death Wind 2 knows why this stage is so hard. Especially if you want to go fast. You can go super safe and not go for these boosters. But he is handling this amazingly. But it's the second to fifth lap that is the really rough part, because you have traffic. Ooh. I'm really impressed by the gameplay here, because he is avoiding all the traffic really well. Also remember that this is a Death Wind stage, so the car is being pushed to the right all the time, and there you can see the rubber banding. He made one small mistake and he was second place. And this is on beginner as well, where the rubber banding isn't as bad. Yeah, and the issue that can occur on this stage is the exploding cars. Especially if you hit them right after hitting a zipper, a speed arrow, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, you can really notice that he is really confident about this. Oh, and there you see what can happen when things doesn't go your way. But I would say that's a great Death Wind 2. That's a really good run. Now we go to a slightly easier stage. However, doing the shortcut again here is a little bit rougher with Blue Falcon. But judging from the early gameplay here, I'm not worried at all here. So you have these magnets on that stretch right there that pull you against them. That can be a little bit hard. But yeah, in this remake, basically they added a few extra turns and twists, and that's it. Ooh. That one was close. But yeah, right here you have the magnets, which can be a little bit tricky to handle. And these turns can be really rough to handle as well. I'm really interested in what kind of final time this will be if it continues driving like this. Like, I almost feel like this could be a PB for him. Unless he has gone for a lot of safe strats, which I can't really tell if he has done compared to his PB. Ooh. That's a small time loss, but it's okay. Ooh. Oh. I thought he was dead there. He hit that jump way in the middle, and I just saw a death coming, but somehow he had the pixels on his side. Oh, another blowy. No, he managed to dodge it. Okay, that was a scary stage. Red Canyon 2 is one of my favorite stages. Especially when I was a kid, just because of one part here. Which is, you remember this part of the stage? And then you get to this point, and you can jump on a big arrow. I'm sorry, my cat wanted to cuddle the microphone. But yeah, there's nothing special to be said about this stage really. It's being played just as Red Canyon 1 was. F0 なんですけども、結構ですね、スターフォックスのキャラクターが月を出演していたりですね、用語は一緒だったりということで、まあまあつながりがあったりします。64番の F0X にはですね、フォックスマクラウドやったっけの But we're coming up after this stage. It's the final stage, which is Firefield. Firefield is basically the Rainbow Road of F-Zero. It has a very tiny road. It's very long. It has a lot of difficult turns, and the power refill is actually a time loss to go into. So if you wanna play the stage fast, you gotta play it a little bit risky.
あとはですね、スターフォックスコマンドっていうところではですね、エンディングの一つで、
The positive thing is that because he's using Blue Falcon, you're probably not going for the wall bump spreads, so you will not lose health unless you make mistakes.
そこにはですね、ちゃんとですね、キャプテンファルコンだったり、フォックスがいてるっていう。
But yeah, we're heading into the final stage here.
さあ、なんだかんだ残り1周、ファイヤーフィー
With
ルドですね。
his fire field.
さあ、このコース一番長くグネグネして難しいコースになっております。地雷があって、ヘアピンが多くて、スリップがあって、マグネットがある。
The key point here is he wanna get past Golden Fox here without any issue. Ooh, and that's one of the troubles. If you don't get past Golden Fox right at the start, he can be a little bit hard to handle, but he got past him, so now it should be smooth sailing for the rest of this lap. However, after the first lap, traffic starts spawning in, and that's when it's a little bit troublesome. Also, that pink thing he went through, I never understood what it really does. I think it gives you slightly better grip, but I'm not sure. It's one of those things that you always drive on it, but you don't know why. So you can see he's using the L and R buttons here to really take these tight turns. Yeah, he's using the boost right here. And here those magnets are. So there is a zipper right after the refill there at the end. And with Fire Stingray, it is actually faster to take that route on lap 1 to 4 and only skip it on the final lap because it gains so much speed on by using the zipper. Ooh, he gets into some troubles here. Yeah, I think this is going to be really tight to his PB. I think it might be really tight to a sub 43 even. Ooh. Yeah, maybe that was enough to make it not a sub 43. But as I said, this has been a really solid run. It would just be amazing to see him PB in a marathon. So, for chat, his PB is a 43.09 with Blue Falcon. His second place, the world record, is a 42.26. So sadly he won't be able to beat that. But it will be really tight for a PB here. I think he has it if he doesn't make any mistakes. Oh, it's so close, but I think he has it. And that's time. And that is a PB by by tsuhu by 7 seconds. That's amazing to be able to get a PB in a marathon.
多分43分6秒とかだったので、なんでひとまずちょっと無事クリアできてホッとしております。ではちょっと完走した感想なんですけども、エンディングが終わっちゃうのでちょっと早くっていうところなんですけども。
Yeah, that was an amazing run. You could not hope for more than a run with like 3 noticeable mistakes, I would say, and a PB on top of that. Like, amazing run. And yeah, that's everything for me. And I hope you enjoyed the commentary, and I hope you find some love in this F-Zero game and maybe pick it up yourself.
自分が所属しているですね、売名軍の長のポールさんがですね、主催する発見売名 RTA3 が開催されます。
But yeah, I'm signing off right now. So have a good evening, morning, or whatever time zone you are in, and we will be back later again with more RTA Japan, I believe. But yeah, take care. Bye bye.
ということで、もう本当に最後の最後です。次はですね、ジダラクさんのメトロイドフュージョンということですね。メトロイドということは、サムスが出る。キャプテンファルコンとサムスっていうのは、スマブラで共演しているということですね。ということで、最後はですね、この言葉で締めたいと思います。Show me your moves。お前のスーパープレーを見せてくれということで以上です。ありがとうございます。